Guma local government area. The land was known for its rich agricultural heritage. Before the Headers Farmers Crisis, the communities were a symbol of peaceful coexistence. The farmers and herders lived side by side, their livelihoods intertwined. They shared the fertile land, respecting the traditions of generations past. But then, a dark cloud begins to loom over the land. Tensions between herders and farmers escalated as competition for land and resources intensified. We took a trip to Setavan, one of the villages in Guma local government area, but our visit was unlike any other. It stands as a complex interplay of security challenges. The security concerns have had a significant impact on the livelihoods and daily routines of the people. As the village now looks uninhabited, many people had left the community without knowing if they will ever return to their land. All we could see are abandoned and destroyed houses.
There's no building standing. There's even the road to access to that place.
Jessica, a 29-year-old lady who invited us to visit her once thriving family compound in Setavan village. But as we walked through the village, we discovered that the houses had vanished as a result of the ongoing conflict. The crew follows Jessica through the open space where her family's house once stood.
Here was the round hut that we call ate, and that's my father's grave in the middle there. That side was a thatch house where me and my younger ones we used to sleep inside. There was a thatch house where my elder sister stays, and there was my step brother's room, Tefa. You can see the compound is just gone. It's gone completely. You can't even locate my father's grave anywhere. That's the grave that have fallen half side. Even if the building are not standing, so how would you expect a grave not to fall?
The conflict forced us to leave our homes.
This place is so endured and blessed. Anything you plant here, you will harvest.
As Jessica reminisces, it becomes clear that the conflict has left not only physical scars, but also emotional ones. Jessica's story is a touching reminder of the profound impact of the conflict, not only in the Setavan village, in Guma local government area, but many other parts of the state. Our visit with Jessica was a humbling experience, a glimpse into the personal stories affected by the conflict in this peaceful village. Our investigation wouldn't have been successful in Setavan village, Guma, without the critical role of military escort and protection displayed during our visit. We were escorted in and out of the village because of any unforeseen and unpredictable attack by armed criminal groups. Without the security agencies in the communities, the people will not be able to reach their villages, which are alleged to be under the control of the gang groups.
No problem. I miss you. I miss you too. I'm surprised to see you.
Jessica did not only share the story of her family's lost home, but also the journey of her mother, who has been displaced since 2014 in Kucha IDP camp, where her mother found refuge. In Kucha IDP camp, life is marked with hardship. Jessica's journey to Kucha IDP camp highlights the long-lasting impact of the conflict in the state. A glimmer of hope emerges as Benue state government is set to organize a peace summit that will bring key stakeholders together in order to strive for lasting peace. The Director General of Benue State Commission for Peace and Reconciliation, Mrs. Josephine Haber, reveals that the state government is working towards togetherness between farmers and herders.
Everyone is hurting. It's not just the farmers that are hurting. The herders are also hurting. And so I know that if truly the agenda for us is to see how we can have a harmonious living together, then we'll all come to that table. If a law you think did not bring you in, you will come now and we'll sit down. We're open. We have invited everyone. That's why we invited the Miatayala to come to the table for the development of the strategies that will be implemented, because we didn't want anything that we're doing that would leave any stakeholder behind.
Responsibility is in the hand of government. That's why the people are feeling that the government is not fair and there's favoritism. The Fulanis have the backing of Aso Rock, you know. But once the community is engaged in their own resilience apparatus, they will begin to see themselves as in charge of the security. They will begin to discuss gray areas. A lot of mediation and conciliation will come on the table, and areas of conflict will be exposed, analyzed, and resolved.
One alarming finding centers on the youth rustling of cattle from communities they don't belong to. This illegal practice exacerbates tensions and escalates violence. Armed youths from both farmer and herder groups are often involved, making the situation even more precarious. Our investigation uncovered a distressing cycle of violence in some communities, where alleged herdsmen, driven by anger and retaliation after the rustling of their cattle, have resorted to retaliatory killings. This tragic pattern highlights the dire consequences of the herder-farmer conflict, where both sides have become victims of violence, further deepening the wounds of these already tense regions. Alarming finding from the investigation reveals that land grabbing by wealthy politicians and influential individuals further complicates the situation. In some affected communities, the extraction of natural resources like gold adds another layer to the conflict.
For instance, in Benue, in Logo, that Aziz particularly, if you go there, you see Chinese have fenced, I don't know how many hectares of land. I don't have the report here, but if I have, if I get it, I will share it with you. serious hectares of land that they are taking in. Trailers loads of whatever thing that it is comes out in the night. So when we did that research and we tried to talk to the traditional institutions, they said they can't help it, because the moment they talked about it, they are being killed. And so many people have been killed there. Nobody goes into that place. Even the traditional leader said he was not aware of what is going on. And that he has tried to find out, but the people will tell you that they got their license straight from the federal government. So, and their sons and daughters who are very rich that are taking over those lands. And that the Chinese cannot be in those lands without the people knowing. In Konde local government, where the crises are ongoing, fresh now, which we are attributing it to farmer versus herders crisis, it's also about the goal that I understand, the shared boundary between Cameroon and that. And that axis, I understand that there's so much mineral resources that have been gotten from there. And that is what is fueling. Why these crises are ongoing, mining is ongoing. Nobody stops them. So we must review it from a holistic perspective. Who are these political elites? In Agila land, when I did that conflict, when I reviewed that, it was quite interesting that most of the people who were fueling the crisis were the sons and daughters of elites of that community.
The farmers need the land to farm. The herders need the land to graze. So there is struggle over that land. And because of the struggle over that land, it becomes struggle for survival of the fittest. In all of this, I will tell you that it is the struggle over the control of these natural resources.
Sections of the population oppose anti-open grazing laws, which they see as infringing on traditional practices. These sentiments have fueled dissent, making it difficult to implement these laws effectively.
The ban on open grazing, for example, of course that is being abused. People that were used to certain routes or certain access to resources, water, grassland for their animals, are now being deprived. And then any encroachment, any breaking of the law have repercussions. I think that's one of the things that is aggravating the conflict.
One crucial issue is the lack of government funding for ranches, a sustainable solution to this crisis. Without the necessary financial support, implementing ranching as an alternative to open grazing remains a distant goal.
You don't just say ranching. Designate an area. Even if they need to pay for it, designate an area. This is for ranching. Do your business here, pay this sum. Government can acquire it and get the herders or whoever, not just herders, because there are natives that also have animals. Whoever is interested, get a portion. You can be paying to the government and then put facilities there.
Our visits to various communities is a sobering experience, but it's a reminder that security concerns can disrupt even the most serene places. It's vital to work towards a future where safety and harmony can be restored. As we conclude our investigation, it's evident that the Benue farmer-herder conflict is a multifaceted subject, rivaled with a complex web of problems. To achieve lasting peace, addressing these root causes is paramount. As we conclude this documentary, we leave you with these questions. Are you filled with hope for a peaceful resolution, or haunted by the suffering it has caused? In the face of the heart-wrenching stories we have heard and their lives forever changed, how do you personally feel about the need for reconciliation in Benue State? What emotions emerge when you think about the future of these communities? For them who have endured so much, what actions are required for comfort and inspiration? In the end, this documentary is a call to action. Are you ready? Will you join the efforts to bring peace to Benue State? Are you left with a sense of sadness that so many continue to suffer